My short film documentary is called Small Town Robot. And we like to say it's kind of a small town robot, but it's got big world ideas. And basically what it is, it's a great little story about a high school robotics team based in Greenbush, Minnesota, which is just inches away from the Canadian border, and a town of basically 719 people. And these guys create this robot and they compete with other people and other engineers around the world at a competition. And it's an amazing story in the sense of it's much more than competition. It's about a little town, you know, it's kind of I call it the robotic David and the Goliath world. So what they do is they have 6 weeks. They have to create a robot per specs that they all fall under. And then they go from Greenbush, Minnesota to this year the championship was in Detroit, and they compete with over 300 teams around the world. So the beauty about this, and that's why I call it, when I say big world ideas, I think it's about what they do. It's not a normal win-lose situation. You create alliances with other teams, and by helping others, you help yourself. And through those values out of this program called First Robotics, I think they learn so much about life and so much about competition, and they have to cooperate with the other teams because somebody they might align with early on, they might be competing against in the final versions. So it's this really great story about life and about values and about helping others and help yourself. And as you know, we can all kind of figure out how to work a little bit better together now. But it really is kind of a, you know, like I said, a robotic David in a Goliath world kind of thing. This is so much a rallying town. The community is so involved in this because they talk about how hockey parents hang with hockey people and basketball people hang with this. The community hangs with each other. And it's, again, a small community of 719 people, and it's so important to the community because it brings attention to a really small town that needs it. Because you look at the main street, stores are closing, cafes are closing, and this is getting them world recognition, and it's bringing kind of attention not only to Greenbush, Minnesota, but also to the First Robotics team, which is a big, big deal. And it's something they can rally around because we all need something to, you know, to get us motivated in the morning, and I think this is part of what gets them motivated in the morning.
How did you find out about this?
You know, this is so unusual because the way I found out about this is it was a snowy day here in Minneapolis in the middle of April. As we all know, that there was a big snowstorm, so kind of got stuck inside, found an article in the Star Tribune, and just read this article, and it was a small little article, and from that article I went, you know, to my wife Joan and I said, man, what a great story. So I made a couple phone calls. Literally 2 days later, my car was packed, had cameras in the car, and I was just gonna go up and talk to some people, see the community, talk to some people, see what it's about. And I think I ended up staying there 4 days, interviewing people, meeting people, and everybody I talked to brought me to somebody else. And the energy and the excitement from interview to interview just said, oh, I gotta do this story. So I literally ended up staying there, you know, for the week, which is really unusual for me because normally you get a project, you research it, you put some pre-production time in it, and then you go, oh, shouldn't we start doing a little bit? This was completely opposite. I saw something, I went for it, and it was a week before they went to Detroit for the championship. So I thought, all right, it's got a beginning, it's got this great middle, and then after the championship in Detroit, I followed them through their graduation because half of the team were seniors, and I went back up there for their graduation to see how they take the values and the lessons they learned in this program kind of into real life. So it just literally just happened. When I got the word that my doc was going to be part of the Twin Cities Film Fest again, I was just thrilled. I always say I get this grin on my face that doesn't go away until after the fest is done. And I think it's, as you can see, it's kind of still there because it's just such a cool experience. It's a pat on the back that says, hey, your idea and something you did really quickly is worth something. And I experienced the 2016 festival with my doc, I Do, which, you know, fortunately won Best Documentary, but I've traveled to a handful of festivals over the year of 2017, and you and Jayton and the team just do such an amazing job. I mean, I'm not just BSing here. I mean, you do such a great job, not only in the films and the content that you pick, but the week event, the educational parts, how you treat the filmmakers, and how you treat the audience. I just think it's amazing, so I'm thrilled to be part of it.